Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2. You are watching StarSeries, and we're gonna see a game between the team that has not won a single game just yet. It is uebelst. They're sitting at 0-8. Empire, however, they are the team to already have got some wins on their name. Not that many though. Empire, well actually I say not that many. Empire is actually sitting at a number 2 spot right now with being 5-2. They have got 3 games to go today though, so we'll see how they do after today. But we're also going to see if uebelst can get themselves a win on the board. And like I said earlier, the draft has already been done. Trying to get ahead of schedule a little bit since we're quite a bit behind at the moment. And of course, I'm not by myself for this broadcast. We are with a team of 3 people in total, including myself. But of course, the person that you won't see, but you will see what he does inside the game, you won't hear him either. It is Nahaz, who'll be providing you with all the stats about the game. And the person that you will hear is my co-caster, the name that you see in the bottom right corner as well. It is of course Vikermont. Welcome back.
Good to be back, Shiver. We just had a great game to start off our day. Honestly, Dusa, they haven't won that many games this season of Starladder, but they always bring it. Like, even the games they lose tend to be really, really exciting. And that was a great game. 100 kills in 50 minutes. Not a bad way to start the day.
Not a bad way at all. And I mean, I'm really hoping that this is going to be a nice game as well. Seems like uebelst have changed up their roster slightly. Because we have got, for example, Atsi in here right now, who's playing as Spearbreaker, supporty Spearbreaker, who hasn't bought anything yet with a 220 gold that is sitting in his inventory. So either he'll upgrade the courier or he'll counter ward some wards that are there, but this is not going to happen just yet. But we have got a bit of a different roster, so let's just go over everybody. We've got Blue Banana, who actually is not German. Whoa. No, I believe he's Swedish.
What?
I think Blue Banana is Swedish.
A player on uebelst
I
is
know.
German?
Insane, right?
That is unacceptable.
Yeah, it's quite surprising. But he is playing a gyrocopter, so he'll be farming up on the top lane. He actually got pulled himself. He picked himself a race band, and it looks like he is going to be having an okay time because there's not that many people up against him. We've got Alex, of course, a German player, former mouse player, playing the Tree and Protector in this game. Tree and Protector picked himself up some wards, some tangos to eat his soulmates' trees. We've got Atsi sitting on the top lane on the Spearbreaker, as I already mentioned earlier. In the mid lane, it's going to be an Invoker. Hello, Invoker solo mid. It's been a while, and he actually went for Quas. He didn't pick up Blades of Attack, which is something that you saw a lot of because his attack power got diminished quite a bit, so I'm kind of curious to see how Armen does. It is indeed Armen. And on the bottom lane, it is an off lane. It is Chill playing the Timber Saw for uebelst, all on the dire side for this game.
Sorry, I'm just laughing about this Shadow Fiend and Invoker dueling for last hits with their absolutely horrible attack damage, even though they were both pooled 200. So, I mean, that's why Invoker isn't run these days, right? It's the really, really, really bad base damage, especially if you go Quas. So, yeah, I'm also somewhat surprised. But it does give him Cold Snap. Cold Snap is insanely amazing against Shadow Fiend. Like, look at how much he's harassing Scandal with this.
Yeah, this is just...
Like, Scandal's just taking a beating.
That's only
Speaking of Scandal, he's playing mid for Empire once again. He's going to be on the Shadow Fiend. The rest of Empire's roster rounds out as such. Mag, the offlane player, the 3-role player for IC Cup formerly, now is the 3-role player for Empire, and he's definitely had some really, really, really good games for them so far. And then in the tri-lane, and I want to talk about this because it's not your usual lineup either, we've got a tri-lane composed of Vanscore on the Chen, and Always Want to Fly on the Naga. So far, so unsurprising. But we do have, and this is the first time I've seen this in like, I think 5 months at the professional level, a farming Leshrac.
That's a smiley face, by the way, just to clarify.
I did. It was a good smiley face.
Thank you. Because Leshrac from... How often have I not said that during a draft and Leshrac got picked up? Like, I always say there's a slight chance that Leshrac's going to be solo mid, and I really hope it's going to happen, but it never happens. But we're seeing Silent Leshrac farming it up. I love it. I love both of the teams' draft. I think uebelst is doing a good job of trying to spice it up a bit with the Spearbreaker there, because they definitely... I mean, they're the team that has nothing to lose, right? And I mean, Invoker. I mean, come on, there's an Invoker here. Apparently, he has a plan. Armen, as said in the stats just now, he's 4-2, so he has won more games than he lost with Invoker in professional play. All over, actually. Maybe we have First Blood. Chill tries to get himself out, won't be able to do so. First Blood goes to the Edicting Leshrac. Silent with the kill and snare there. Centaur to follow up with the Stomp, Test of Faith, and all that jazz. Actually, Test of Faith not even used. Not needed.
I mean, Leshrac is able to generate a tremendous amount of damage, more than almost... Yeah, there's the Bullman coming in.
Yeah, Cold Snap's already there. They're gonna have a... Oh, that's not gonna hit. And I mean, that's well. Actually, he has got level 2 Exort right now. But oh well.
Yeah, so the reason he took Quas first is just because he really wanted Cold Snap at level 2. But other than that, he's just going to transition back into a normal Invoker build. So into a standard Exort based Invoker build. I think this is actually a really good approach.
Apparently Blue Banana is German.
Oh, he is German?
Yep.
Alright. It's too bad he whiffed the Sunstrike, but there's still a lot of pressure being generated on Chill. I think he will get out of this. I don't expect them to kill him. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be easy for Timbersaw. Meanwhile, Clockwork, I think, is leveling well as well. Yeah, he's leveling better than Timbersaw is. It's not too easy for them to kill him. And Otza, I really think uebelst would have really wanted to actually get that kill. And I think maybe with the Sunstrike they do, but instead Scandal lives and Shadow Fiend, I mean, he's winning the late. 20 last hits, 15 last hits.
Yeah, of course, I mean, the difference is Scandal, he'll have some issues last hitting earlier on, and actually he's getting helped out a bit now by the Tornado. But as long as Scandal gets some souls, he will be able to get ahead compared to our men in terms of last hit damage. So we'll see how that ends up going for our men. I mean, he's still getting the levels, even though slightly slower than no one's on Scandal. But we'll see if there's going to be another charge to help him out. We have, of course, also got that the charge off cooldown. Atsi, who picked himself up an Orb of Venom, and he's actually charging up a Mag. Rocket Barrage are already there. The Cogs are still there as well, though, and Mag not taking as much damage. He's gonna go for Atsi. This might be a kill for Mag. Rocket Barrage still there. Does he get a bash? Does not get a bash. Living armor saves Atsi's life, and Mag the one to die. Blue Banana with the kill.
Mag diving in on Gyro when he was already so lucky to not take the Rocket Barrage hits the first time. That time there was nothing that could possibly absorb the rocket barrages other than his face, and so that turned around in a jiffy. Chill may be in trouble again. They're gonna land that Split Earth.
Yeah, Timber Chain will still be there. Let's see if he's in time. The Edict still ticking through. That's a kill. Silent getting himself the second kill of the game.
I like what Silent is doing with this Edict against Timbersaw, where he just sort of tracks the location of the Timber and just keeps going with him. And because this Leshrac is doing so well, and he really is having a, like 32 for 14 is just fine in terms of farm. He has 2 kills. He has gone for Arcane Boots, so, oh, actually they get a Sunstrike again on Mag. So now that the Sunstrike is reasonably high, it's actually pretty good as a sort of a sniping tool. So that's 2 deaths for Mag. I do think that these 2 kills for Empire favor them a little more. Leshrac has gone Mana Boots. I wonder if he'll actually go for a fast Bloodstone here.
I hope he will. I hope he will. We'll find out though. I mean, he's farming decently well. Of course, we also have got the Gyrocopter farming decently well though. He's actually going for a fast BKB as we just have treads up for our men. I mean, he just got that kill up on Mag, of course. Mag who got charged and then got well, basically bashed out of his cogs and into the Sunstrike, which was kind of funny. But our men did get the experience for that kill. That still goes, right? That didn't get changed since the last time I saw Invoker play. If you get a Sunstrike all anywhere across the map, you take the experience for the kill that you get.
You should. But he's still a little bit behind in terms of laning, just because Shadow Fiend, that early gank attempt against him failed, and so Scandal is continuing to take a bigger advantage. And so it's another game where the first BKB is quite important. In fact, I think one of the reasons you see Blue Banana charging, like he's not even getting drums or anything like that. In fact, he's not even getting Atos. He already has his Ogre Club, and he's just going directly to the BKB because he recognizes the importance of it against a team with Shadow Fiend and Leshrac. Oh, Chill is dead again, though. This is going to be a Timbersaw that's going to really struggle to actually contribute this game.
Hey, we have another charge up on Scandal as well. Let's see if our man can get himself a Cold Snap up. There he goes. In comes the charge. In comes the bashes. Tornado helping out. There's no Sunstrike, though, and raises. Gonna get used. Atsi gets living armored and will be keeping himself up. In comes a hook, Joe, and it is Mag that catch him. Mag puts him in the cogs. Atsi will still end up going down. Mag lives. And that will be Edict taking down a tower. I mean, that's the power of a Leshrac, right? Level 4 Edict already. Towers will drop like super fast. And
he is going Bloodstone.
Yeah, he has got a Bloodstone ready if he wants to right now. But he'll probably
well, a Soul Booster. He doesn't have the full Bloodstone.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. Soul Booster. Sorry. Nice, the Timber Chain away. Of course, the Timber Chain now level 2. He will actually able to get himself out of the net of the ensnare, even though he's not that close to trees. So he had the issue.
I feel that uebelst, I don't know, it seemed like this lineup should have been doing a little better than it is. Of course, Timber has been effectively in some respect countered by what Empire are doing, where Naga's just ensnaring him a lot far enough away from the trees that he can't chain to them, because it's only a level... Well, it was a level 1 chain for a while, now it's level 2, so he has a little bit of an easier time. And then that ensures that the Split Earth will land, and most of the edicts, so... Timber has taken more deaths than I think they expected. I think they also thought the Invoker would do better against Shadow Fiend than he has. I mean, you saw the stat Nahaz put up that Invoker has a 7... In theory, it's a matchup that's tilted towards Invoker, but because of the issue with the base damage and the fact that he just starts out not really being able to deny any of the early kills for Shadow Fiend, unless you do get that gank, which they failed at basically twice, they really thought that they could get it and they didn't. If they did, Invoker would be dominating this lane, but as a result of the fact that Scandal has been very stable and hasn't lost any XP, like when the Spirit Breaker comes in, RMN hasn't been able to dominate this lane, and in fact... I would say Invoker's a little bit behind where you would want to be.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I mean, I think they really needed that first gank to just work. If that would have worked, I think it would have been continuing good. But right now, Scandal's just doing just fine. I mean, he's not been shut down that much.
If Mag hookshots in on Scandal and they get a kill, I think this Invoker is going to struggle to actually get back into it. He's playing nice and defensively, though. I think he actually realizes that it's a dangerous position because Clockwork isn't on the map. Yeah, look, he's jungling. Like, he knows something was up. And they have no wards. So that's a really good intuitive sense of when it's safe and when it's not.
Yeah, in the meantime, Blue Banana is taking advantage of the fact that Clock is away. He's free farming top. He almost has his min through him already. He's still, of course, he's still a bit off his BKB, but I think it's doing okay. I mean, right now, considering that mid and off lane are not working out for uebelst at all, they need to have this Jarrah to do really well. This is basically a no pressure banana, but every pressure is indeed on you. And so far so good, I'd say. They are not trying to push down any tower though, and I think they might be wanting to, especially considering Empire is not going to be slow on those towers. They've got a Chen, they've got a Shrek. Already as supports, that would be troublesome, as Mag just misses the hookshot up on Alex. Alex, who gets blocked actually by Spirit, but still okay. Raises, still hurting Alex. Charges up on Mag still, but it's gonna get countered. It's gonna get cancelled. Chill gets himself away to the high ground. Always want to fly with the DD rune stolen from him.
Yeah, that was just always want to fly, employing good principles of zone control. Just making sure that Timbersaw can't rotate into middle for a push or a gank attempt, and taking away the rune for the Timbersaw would have wanted. So, well played to always want to fly. One of those small things, but a compounding advantage from them. Just saw a pretty funny stat. Leshrac has an 85% win rate going Bloodstone first. I think a big part of this is the fact that, you know, if you have enough gold on Leshrac to go Bloodstone quickly, you're probably already winning.
Especially if played as support.
Right, exactly. Well, especially if you're on support, that's just insane. But at any rate, Leshrac actually goes for drums. I like this pickup. I think it gives them a bit more of that early mid-game punch. An earlier Bloodstone would be fine and dandy, but I think the extra speed, especially because he does have Arcane Boots rather than Phase or something, is going to be really, really nice.
Yeah, and I just said earlier that I would have liked to see uebelst going for a tower, but while that fight was going on, Banana actually took down the tower, so he is only 300 gold away from his BKB right now. He is highest on net worth. Of course, he took the last hit of the tower as well, but he's even higher than Silent, who took the tower and took 2 kills. Of course, also a kill going to Banana, but this is quite an impressively farming Gyrocopter, I have to say. He's doing really well.
They've been stacking jungle for him very, very well. Like, he was able to benefit from this camp twice, this camp once stacked, and you can see that even this camp is stacked for him. So they're doing a very good job of focusing their farm allocation onto Gyrocopter, which early on, to hit his quick BKB is extremely important. I mean, Empire has given their 1-slot position, their safe lane farmer, to a Leshrac, who does 0 auto attack damage, right? So the fact that BKB is already done for Gyro, or will be done after this jungle camp, is a huge problem if you have a farming Leshrac, right?
Oh, Atsi is having a huge problem talking about that. He tries to get himself away, will not be able to do so though, or will he? Nope. There he goes. Living Armor not strong enough just yet to keep him up through that one. He's only level 2 so far. And a lot of TPs coming in to save Scandal when he was getting charged. This should be a tower actually with a level 4 Edict there. There is no fortification actually. There is. It's just used. Split Earth. That's going to be an Invoker dead. Nice look indeed from Mag, and that's going to be a tower down for sure then.
Mag really making up for his somewhat weak start where he gave away an unnecessary kill and then died again. The second wasn't his fault. The first probably was. But These last couple hooks have really created a little bit of space for Empire to take more map control and the tier 1 tower. Important benchmarks if they want to win. I mean, they have a lot of pushing pressure, and uebelst has next to no pushing pressure. That's something that Empire are going to definitely seek to leverage.
Yeah, as we have Otzi, he picked up some dust. He's level 6 right now. But he hasn't been that important in this game so far. Sure, he picked up Mag a couple of times, which is nice, but his charges up on Scandal just haven't been as successful, and it seems like Empire finds when the charge actually comes, they find it, you know, expected. They know exactly what to do, they counter it, they have people TPing in, and they're able to kill off Otzi in return sometimes, and this might be troublesome for uebelst because you need that Spear Breaker to be able to do a bit more in the early game, just to have that dominant ganking potential, but they're not getting it. And they've only got 2 kills right now up against 6. With Scandal almost having his own BKB as well. The BKB on Gyro, of course, done right now.
Yep, the BKB will be a nice benchmark for uebelst. They've been a little quiet with this lineup, and an issue is Invoker, definitely. This hero, there's just... Okay, he goes Midas. I actually think this is kind of smart, even though it's 14 minutes, so it's much later than you typically see Midas, and I think RMN is going to maybe come in for some criticism for this choice. I actually like it, because uebelst know that they're not going to dominate this early game, and they know that Invoker is behind where they would want him to be, so getting the Midas, getting those extra levels on a hero who's insanely level dependent, like, even if the gold doesn't pay off that soon, just the extra XP will be very important.
He gets himself living armor. Maybe he runs. Maybe he doesn't have Nature's Guise though. No, he's dead. Or is he? Yes, he is.
Yeah, I thought he had Nature's Guise, but he doesn't.
Nice hook shot from Mag, of course, to initiate that one. And there goes the Timbersaw in the meantime. This is a solo kill. Leshrac with the solo kill on the Timbersaw, and that's gonna be... Well, Bloodstone almost ready.
Yeah, the Timbersaw situation, however, is almost irresolvable. They are charging in on Silent. Does Alex have his Nether Strike? He does.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Can you get that kill solo, though?
I'm not sure.
Living armor up on Otzi. Sunstrike helping out. There should be a kill. One more hit if he gets bashed. Oh my god, that clef from the Chen. Hellburst Smasher MVP. Otzi runs.
And the heal. I mean, the heal is almost more important.
Yeah, that's true. It was more important. But still.
Yeah. With the heal, that was smart by Otzi to peel off, because if Otzi hadn't, if he had tried to pursue it further, Leshrac definitely lands the Split Earth. And then he can actually probably Edict you down faster than you can kill him, sadly enough, because that's how good Edict is.
Unless you have very lucky bashes, but you can't count on those. Our men rotating top.
He's one Voidstone away from his Bloodstone, so that's going to be useful for Leshrac, certainly.
Yeah. Our men TP top to try to get himself some extra farm. We do have 3 people on the top lane from Empire as well, though, including Mag, who will want to look for a nice initiation here. But he's not by himself. Chill also being top. Alex being top. Alex, by the way, still level 5. So still not having his level 4 living armor, which is, well, kind of sad. No overgrowth either, but let's not talk about that just yet. I mean, so far no big on 5-on-5 team fights, though Empire is grouping up with 5 on this top lane. And are taking down the stack that was prepared for the Gyrocopter as well. And I think that they're gonna be looking for a fight. We have got the BKB up on Scandal. We don't have a Hand of God anymore, but we do have a mechanism, and that might be enough. Yeah. Especially with that Edict helping out.
Yeah, they just finished that mech. Yeah, I mean, I don't really think uebelst can defend this push. I'm not sure I would agree with them trying to. They probably should just let the tier 1 go.
In comes the charge, though. They look to be wanting to fight. In comes the TP for the Gyrocopter as well. With the first fight that he's in. Oh, gets stunned by the Centaur straight away. Turns on his BKB, but always want to fly. Is he able to pop the song? No! He goes down! Maybe uebelst can get something here. Scandal looking to cast his ultimate, but gets interrupted. Goes down before he can. Nice. 3 dead on the side of Empire. uebelst, though, they lose to themselves. Overgrowth will hit up on Silent. Nova doing a lot of damage to that tree, and tree indeed falls. With Silent running himself away. Mag saving his carry. 2 or 3-on-3. Soulstrike misses because Mag takes a different route out. And they're still chasing him down. Really in comes a charge! Nice! Mag will get himself killed. Well, he gave himself away for Silent. Silent gets himself out safe, so that's good for him, but overall, I think uebelst, I mean, great fight for them. They still have their tier 1 tower standing, be that very low, but then again, they've got a Treant, so they're okay with that. They just took down 4 of Empire and only lost 3 in return. Favorable trade.
That was an excellent fight for uebelst, I feel. They could not expect a better fight than that. You're going to lose people, like, unquestionably, but if you can at least get some kills, the main thing is that's an amazing fight for Invoker, because he lives through the entire fight. Look at the ramping effect. Now he's level 12. Very, very good fight for him. Good fight for Treant, who hits level 6 during the fight and was able to use Overgrowth effectively. Empire, they did protect Silent, like he lived through it. It didn't put him any farther away from his Bloodstone, but they lost a lot. The only thing maybe uebelst...
Your Skype just went nuts. I can't hear you anymore.
The thing is, Invoker has such a long ramp-up time. Have you ever read the, Have you read the short story Harrison Bergeron?
Nope.
It's kind of a reach. Oh, it's a really good short story. It's by Kurt Vonnegut. It's about, how in like a future society, people with like great abilities are intentionally handicapped. That's Invoker, right? Like he has, look at this, he has treads and his move speed is 345. He's almost slower than Naga Siren with no boots, with tier 2 boots. And his attack damage, he was pooled, he had a null and regen and 2 branches, and his attack damage was still lower than like 90 of the 100 heroes in Dota 2. But if you get the levels, and this is what Midas is going to give him, once you start climbing up in levels, suddenly this is a really good hero. And he has the double Forge Spirits now, because he got his rank 4 Quas at level 12. So now he has a pretty good auto attack.
Yeah, and it looks like Empire wants to try and fight this again on the top lane, by the way. Differences from last fight, we have got the Hand of God this time. Of course, Scandal didn't get to use his Requiem of Souls in the previous fight, so he'll be able to use it still if he actually gets it off this time. Of course, last time he was kind of interrupted. Tower almost back to full HP though, MVP for 3. But let's see if Empire wants to initiate that. We have got the clock sitting behind the tree line, and he's looking for initiation on his hook shot. In comes a charge though, and it's actually uebelst that tries to initiate up on Silent. Can they actually get him? Nether Strike there as well as a call down. Hand of God already used. BKB turned on by Scandal. Silent taking a lot of damage though, tries to hide in the tree line. Gyrocopter already picked up Silent. Not able to TP himself out, but Scandal just cleaning house right now. Able to get a triple kill, ultra kill for Scandal with his double damage rune. The only one that gets away is Chill, was still able to pick up the Naga Siren with his chakram. In the end, a 2-for-4 trade, and all that because they really wanted to focus down the Leshrac. They took a lot of damage for that, and a lot of deaths for that as well. With only the Leshrac, the Timber alive, and they lost the tower as well.
Yeah, DD Rune. The thing is, they're really paying for the fact that they didn't do anything about this Shadow Fiend early, right? Like, they were not able to keep his mid lane, which is surprising because Invoker Shadow Fiend should be a little bit tilted given equal gold to the Invoker, but Scandal managed to do very well in that lane. They didn't gank him, and now they're reaping the unfortunate rewards of that. I mean, he's got the BKB, the Yasha, that was his 10-second charge of BKB. Improves himself from 3-1 to 7-1, and has 3.6k gold. So the Shadow Fiend is now going to be... Yeah, he has full Manta style off that fight. And Blue Banana, he's been sitting on BKB plus Quarterstaff for now a very, very long time, because he keeps dying early in these fights. In that fight, he only got 2 hits of Flat Cannon off, I think. If he had gotten all 6, I could see them taking that fight.
Yeah, it's... I mean... The big difference from previous fight and this fight was the Shadow Fiend. It's as simple as that. Shadow Fiend not able to do anything in the previous fight. In this fight, we just saw the power. He had a double damage rune that helped out, of course, a lot. And uebelst is not able to, well, they didn't even focus him. They focused Silent. He was a nice one to get focused on. By the way, he has got his Bloodstone if he wants to.
He's gonna make it, definitely.
He doesn't pick it up just yet. He's still farming bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, Courier might be on his way, actually. Courier is, of course, flying towards the secret shop as Scandal takes himself a stack of Ancients.
Yeah, he is making Bloodstone. He actually delivers himself. He bought an energy booster as well, so he's going to hang on to the Arcane Boots for now. I thought that he would disassemble the Arcanes and make Travels eventually, but he's going to hang on to the Arcanes for now, which makes a lot of sense. You can always convert that other energy booster into the best item in the game later, so it's fine. Oh wait, no, you can't. Atos takes Vitality Booster. Damn it.
Scandal gets sent back home. Express delivery from Vanscore. Vanscore was sitting on 1400 gold. Still, that fight top was the only time he died thus far in the fight. I mean, we have got only 15 to 8 kill score. I say only because I'm comparing it to previous game, which obviously had a lot more kills than this one. But it's still it's still fight heavy for this one. uebelst, of course, they have got the Hand of Midas up on the Invoker, and as you pointed out, they might want to wait for a bit longer to try and fight more, to try and actually just, you know, draw out the fight. Our men doing the right job teleporting out here. And now Empires actually want to have the fight. The charge is still there upon Mag. Leechy there as well. Mag might actually go down, will go down. Song just too late. BKB still turned on. In comes Scan, Requiem of Souls, gets the tree, goes for the next one. Nancy will be the next one. That's gonna be 2 dead. And that is gonna be 2 for 1. Clockwork for a tree and the Spirit Breaker, which is actually not too bad of a trade for uebelst, because in theory those two are just supports. But they will get a tower off of this, which is of course a true prize.
Yeah, oh, nice Midas on the Chen creep there. Get rid of that Dark Troll Warlord, but ooh, nice meatball. Yep. He's just not quite high level enough for this to just blow them up.
They still get always want to fly though, and they saved their tower, which is important because Tree can get it back up to full anyway.
Oh. Actually, well, no, never mind. The meatball is hitting really hard, but he's not quite there yet. They still need more time for RMN. The nice thing is they got Scandal to use that to use another charge of his BKB, so they need to wear that down for Invoker to really be effective. No, I mean, to say nothing of Timbersaw, who actually does have his soul booster finally, so he's getting there. They still need more time for him, still Invoker. uebelst, it's just a patience game. They're down 17-10. Shadow Fiend is extremely scary. He's really only going to get scarier, but I don't think it's hopeless for them. But they just need space and time, because they need to basically farm 3 heroes. Timbersaw, Invoker, Gyrocopter.
Yeah, we have got a Blink Dagger up on Invoker. He has got the Force Staff also already, so Blink Dagger, Force Staff, important items. Now, in comes the Aghanims, perhaps, if our man feels comfortable. I think it definitely makes a difference. It does make him be a bit more aggressive as well, or at least the potential is there for him to just throw out the combination of the meatball. If he finds himself a support by himself, or Naga Siren, or Clockwork even, or Chen, then that target will probably die. The only downside is, how is he gonna get in range? Like, what is he doing right now, right?
Right.
He's been walking mid, doing nothing for a while. He's waiting for maybe his Hand of Midas to come back. He indeed gets that one, great. But he's just wasted quite a bit of time. I mean...
Yeah, but it's really tough because they have essentially no map control. And Empire has very good vision of them also, which I think they have some inkling of, because Empire has gone into the jungle so often and has the run of the map that it would be dumb if Empire wasn't planting wards. So with the knowledge that Blue Banana needs a large portion of the map, a portion to his farm, especially if he's going Butterfly, which he is, and the knowledge that Timbersaw is going to want a part of the map as well, there just isn't enough safe space left for RMN, which actually makes it really great that he has the Midas, because, you know, every 100 seconds it's farmed. Really, the other team has no way of taking away from you. I can't really argue with him playing this safely. I do think that it's costing him farm, but I don't think he has that much of a choice. He is able to last hit with Forge Spirits a bit, and that's completely safe, and that'll get him some gold. It's interesting that he's decided to go Blink and Force Staff, by the way, just making up for that movement speed still.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the tier 1 towers on the mid and bottom lane, really something that uebelst will want to get down at some point. I mean, that just creates a lot more safety on the map and might allow them to go into the Radiant jungle themselves if they can. I'll feel a bit confident there. We've got Empire closing in on them though. They are either want to have Roshan or want to force out a fight. They're hanging around both. They're just looking for a hookshot perhaps up on Chill. We've got Mag hanging around here. They do have a ward up on this high ground, so they see everything that happens here. And with the Centaur Sun, this might be an initiation on Chill. No, not yet. Another flare comes in. Empire
is delicate.
Waiting. It's like a bomb waiting to explode.
If Blue Banana is in the back of a fight for once, and not right in the front, I think they can win a fight. He just has to get, like, one set of flax off and not immediately die.
Yeah, waiting for Mag to hook in. Basically, that's what we're waiting for, and right positioning. I do have to point out, though, this Centaur, which is now going to get the Knight, which is great. I was going to say, because it looked to block Mag a lot. This is an illusion.
Oh, no,
well, that's going to be a shame.
It's just an illusion.
Yeah, we still have now 27 seconds on cooldown for the charge. Chakra. Oh, that was a hook shot and that one missed.
Nice. So it's a really big break for uebelst, but this is still really scary. There's the
meatball. Oh, Mag, nice meatball indeed. Song too late to save the Clockwork. Scandal still gonna have a good time channeling his ulti though. Everybody gets hurt by that one. Scandal still getting locked by the overgrowth. Can they actually take him down in time? Blue Banana turning on his BKB, still getting ensnared. Tries to run, won't be able to. Goes down. And that's gonna be 2 for 1 only, and the rest of uebelst just gets himself out, because without that gyrocopter they can't do anything, so they give away tier 2. And maybe even Roshan after that one, if Empire chooses to.
That was such a... Yeah, the Force Staff into the Requiem from RMN. I actually think that cost them the fight, because he immediately had to leave because he was so low that he couldn't feel comfortable continuing to chain spells into the fight. That was an incredibly big error. Like, they were going to lose Gyro no matter what, basically. Yeah. Which is unfortunate, but, like, you have to have some way of turning it around afterwards. I mean, Scandal's BKB was running out, so in theory, Invoker should be able to dominate the back half of that fight. Just look at how quickly he killed Clockwork, right? Instantaneously. Mag barely had time to use Blade Mail, much less actually have it have an effect. But RMN, then he Force Staffs... I don't know. He was forced to play safer in that fight than I think it would have been, and I think he could have done a lot more.
Yeah, could have bought more time, perhaps for Gyrocopter to throw out some more damage. I mean, he did do nice damage, Gyrocopter, but it wasn't enough, and he ended up dropping the moment that his BKB went down. He was just a sitting duck. Went down.
Yeah. And Scandal, that's another fight that he lives through. It was a critical fight for them to actually kill Scandal. But instead he's 9-1, he has 1.4k on top of MKB. At this point, how do you solve this SF?
No, they're charging in up on the van scoring. Comes in a snare though, Atsi. So goes for the net strike up on the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend, who does have a Requiem of Souls, will throw it out. Blue Banana turns on his BKB just in time, but that burst damage still there. From just a right clicks from the Shadow Fiend is enough. Monster kill for Scandal. Gets himself a double kill by cleaning out the tree as well. That's a double kill looking for a hook shot. Mag gets it. Mag just killed off for it though. Nice hook shot, but... Oh, nice splitters.
Actually, it wasn't nice. I thought that he had Blade Mail, which he didn't.
Well, that's gonna be tier 2 tower dead. Still, the Roshan is up for grabs for Empire as well, with the buyback of Mag, definitely a potential. And it looks like they're actually making their way over there. So this will be a Roshan going the way of Empire. I mean, no gyro for another 30 seconds. It's not going to be allowing uebelst to try and challenge this one.
Scandal gonna take 2 free creep waves and then just walk over and take the Aegis, I think. And now he has his Helm of the Dom. Actually, pretty close to Satanic. I really wish Gyrocopter actually had a Helm of the Dominator. I think making this quarterstaff was actually a really big mistake. It completely... Yeah, it actually was a huge mistake, because it telegraphs the fact that he's going Butterfly, right? So, by the time he actually got to the Butterfly, Scandal has the full MKB, that maybe he wouldn't have gone directly into if he hadn't seen the quarterstaff. So, that, B, it prevented him from deciding to go to Helm of the Dominator. So Gyro has no lifesteal, where lifesteal might have actually really helped him, especially in these fights where he actually is landing the full effect of the flak cannon. Yeah, I don't know. I think uebelst, they always get like 60% of the way to a win and don't quite finish it off, but at this point Scandal is almost irresolvable. Yeah.
That's gonna be a tree dead, no surprise there. Nice uses of Song for Empire, making sure that there's not gonna be a chance that anybody steals the Aegis. Timbersaw, of course, is waiting on the high ground just in case. And I'm not sure what Tree was doing there actually, but he died. And that's gonna be BKB ready up on silence. So Bloodstone, BKB, Mana Boots, Drums, nice Sunstrike, but not gonna be doing that much just yet. But just Silent being the nice tanky Leshrac that everybody fears to see, because he can now just stay alive for a long time, walk around with his Nova and Edict on, and everybody will die with the Requiem of Souls and the AoE damage coming out from Empire. It's gonna be very painful for them to deal with this. Unless they have some... 3-man split Earth! Yep. That happened.
I'm thinking more about the... Yeah, that was a 6-splitter. I'm thinking more about the Force Staff. Maybe he intentionally tanked it to try to keep Gyro alive?
Well... you mean RMN Force Staffing himself into
idea, frankly. I think that's almost overly clever. In retrospect, that probably is what he did, because RMN is too good of a player to have done that by accident. Because otherwise, why would you cast the Force Staff, right? Like, there was no reason to actually use Force Staff in that context.
Maybe he tried to Force Staff someone out.
And he used it on himself.
And he accidentally double-clicked it. That could be.
That could be it, because he could have been trying to Force Staff someone, yeah, like Gyro away from the Requiem. Yeah, okay. I'll buy that, because there's really no reason to Force Staff himself at all there. The only other thing would be, yeah, if he felt that he was tanky enough that he could eat some of this. Every charge you eat is a charge somebody else doesn't, because that spell's really weird. Requiem's a really odd spell. Like, it's funny, because all it is basically AoE damage, but it has like 20 specific rules to it that are like completely unnecessary.
Well, it was enough for Empire to take a couple of fights in a row off the back of that one.
No, it's a useful spell. AoE damage is pretty cool. It's also really good against Gyro if he doesn't have BKB up, because it reduces 50% of outgoing damage, which is insane. It says 25% on the tin, but that's a lie. It's the tooltip isn't updated.
Okay. Well, 800 gold until Blue Banana finally finishes off his butterfly, which he really needs because those hits from that Shadow Fiend hurt him. But then again, Shadow Fiend already has an MKB, so it doesn't really matter that much, I guess. Shadow Fiend, who is hitting like a truck, he is sitting on almost, better yet, he is sitting on about double the amount of net worth than as a gyrocopter. It is scary beyond belief for uebelst at this moment. They might be heading into a 0-9 score at the moment. The gold graph, 20k in favor of Empire, 11k to 12k in favor of Empire in terms of experience, and I mean that Leshrac might be scary, but that Shadow Fiend is the scariest thing. I mean, he is also level 20, 3 levels higher than the highest of on uebelst, which is Arma. Nice meteor.
His BKB's down to 6. I wonder if they can't do something like maybe an ethereal, get an ethereal for gyro and just try to hit Scandal after he BKBs. So he can't auto-attack? That might not be the worst idea. We've seen Ethereal Gyro before, actually, and I think... actually, I would sell the wand and just buy the Ethereal. Yeah, he went Butterfly. I don't agree with this at all. I think he should have gone the Ethereal, because Butterfly, he still dies to Scandal in like 4 hits.
The Banana with the Butterfly gets himself the Electricity. Looking for Scandal, perhaps, gets his snare, turns on his BKB, but look at the damage! It's too much! With the BKB on, he's the only target there, so that's already the gyro out of the way, and he just bought himself out, and that's gonna be another kill. Shadow Fiend with a double, looking for another one. This could be GG. Chills tries to run from it, is able to use stick charges and timber chain himself away, but they're fleeing inside the fountain, leaving their racks completely bare, and that means that we're gonna see Scandal and team just getting themselves a set of racks.
Scandal wins this game.
Yes.
Basically in the laning phase, just the simple fact that Shadow Fiend managed to evade any sort of punishment and beat Invoker really set the pace for a game in which he was going to be dominant. Now, I don't want to take anything away from the rest of the team. Silent was amazing in lane. Like, he really just destroyed Timbersaw and ensured that Timbersaw would really not be a presence in the game much at all. So Silent played very well, always want to fly, with pinpoint Naga sleeps into Requiem of Souls. I mean, Empire, and honestly, Mac had some really good hook shots in the mid game as well. So Empire, in general, outplayed uebelst here. Like, just uebelst had cool picks. I think the Invoker could have worked, but they got outplayed.
Yeah, nice deafening blast there, but Alex still gonna force back. Our men still force back as well. Yeah, like, Banana gets picked up the second he comes back into the fight. I mean, his BKB was still on cooldown.
And also, like, congratulations on your Butterfly, right? Like, what is the Butterfly doing?
Nothing at all. Nice charge, but BKB is turning on the round, and Scandal already clearing off the tree, meaning that Alex still tries to run for it. We have got also...
Heyo.
Yeah, the GG called out. I mean, this is just too much.
You always want to fly, dodging Sunstrike with Mirror Image. Pretty pro. By the way, he's got that Vitality booster. That's that Atos, though.
Yep, must be.
Well, no, it's a full defusal, but he would have built Atos if the game went longer, I promise you.
Owners being called. Silent now, I mean, Scandal might be in the fountain. Actually, he's already back now right now, but Silent's still cleaning house here, still killing off everybody. uebelst, they go to 0-9 in the group stages for Star Ladder, and I think, actually, Empire is the first team that has 6 wins, and that means that they would be #1. We still have got a lot of games to go through for Empire. We're gonna see Empire again after this game. They will be having a bit more tougher opponent than uebelst. They will be up against Na'Vi, although Na'Vi is of course still playing with 2 stand-ins. And we'll see who they are today.
Okay.
Yes, Funnick and Havost. Actually, Havost is back, isn't he? Maybe he came back yesterday. He was streaming earlier today.
Oh, neat. So maybe, yeah, maybe Havost is back. Silent, by the way, getting some kills in the this here. Leshrac is very intimidating when he has these massive charges of Bloodstone because he can literally just not turn Pulse Nova off if he wants to. He has 35 mana regen, so it only costs 60 mana a second for Pulse Nova. So on a 2,100 mana pool, he can leave it on for like 70 seconds, which is insane. I mean, Pulse Nova does incredible damage. And, I mean, he has 21 charges of Bloodstone.
Our man just bought a Rapier. I think the people that are watching inside the game client are happy that they stuck around because we have got a Rapier bot.
He sold half his inventory to get the Rapier.
Yep.
Big Dota 2 epics.
Yep, he just wants to look cool.
He's ghost walking up to try to murk Silent. Silent's respawn is going to be instant, by the way.
Boom! And Snare still there. Our man thinks, you know, job done. Forced up to the low ground. Still left for now. Can he blink himself away in a couple of seconds? No, he cannot. He'll die to Rapier.
Rapier on the ground?
Hello?
Wow, that's support. That is selfless support play from Mag and Always Want to Fly, not taking that.
Maybe they just didn't see it.
Maybe, but Silent, he's back. He bought Boots of Travel and still had 5.4k gold. Lol beans.
Banana is dropping his items for some reason. Then comes a call down. Ah, Etsy gets it. Woo, run, Etsy, run! You're gonna look cool on the end screen. That's all that matters.
We'll look cool on the end screen.
That's all that matters.
Somebody's gonna like be looking at this post game and be like, "This GPM doesn't add up."
Yeah, something's wrong here. Well, there goes the throne.
How did Bullman? He just got an honorary rapier for being the best hero in Dota 2.
Yep. We're gonna jump ourselves into the second game though, and looks like our pre-draft has kind of worked. At least we're only 5 minutes behind schedule rather than 30 compared to the previous game. We're gonna see Na'Vi taking on Empire, so stick around for another game of Dota 2. You are, of course, watching day 16 of Star Series Star Ladder, and this was game 2 of the 6 games that are here today. We're gonna jump ourselves to the third game of today. Stick around, and we'll be right back. And hopefully I'm not gonna crash my game this time. Again, stream.